Welcome back to our Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is your latest Arsenal news and transfer news plus Mikel Arteta's press conference reaction. We're going to be looking at the manager and what he said on the win, on the resilience of the boys, and most importantly on why he didn't pick players like Leandro Trossard in that game as we had expected. But of course, we're also going to be talking about signings because according to Sky Sports, Arsenal are still scampering for the market, on the market for one more signing, and that player could be an attacking option. Now, it's quite bizarre. It's very, very bizarre that Arsenal will go for an attacking option rather than a defender after losing Julian Timber. But I think when it comes to options on the market, it's easier to find an attacking option right now than a defensive option. Benjamin Pavard has been a strong option for Arsenal, for Man United, for Inter Milan as well. But it looks like that deal is stalling, okay? So Arsenal will add some more players. Arsenal will add at least one more addition according to Sky Sports. We don't know yet if they will go for Kudus. We don't know if they're going to go for, either Mohamed Simakan, Benjamin Pavard. Arsenal are still working on that. But before deadline day, in the next like 8 days, that's less than a week and a half, Arsenal will have another signing. So let's wait for that patiently. Personally, I think we need an attacking option. I think we need maybe a winger, maybe someone to add maybe to the flair, to the fire. Well, I understand what some of you have said on my match reaction in the comment box below that it's the new season, the Sellers Park is a difficult place to go to, and therefore we should be happy with the win. Listen, I'm very happy with the 3 points. I'm okay with Arsenal going out and picking up a 1-0 win. Clean sheet, resilience, defensively astute. There's so many positives to pick away from that game. I decided to focus on the other side of the negatives of the game because in the Nottingham Forest, I focused only and solely on the positives. So in the Crystal Palace game, I thought we lacked a cutting edge, and I thought we should have done better in terms of creativity and creating chances. And that's why I said I'm not really happy, right? But let's get to Mikel Arteta's press conference and see what the gaffer has been talking about and his reaction to the general performance. First and foremost, on the win, it says, I loved it. I really, really loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was really difficult, a place to come. We played how we wanted to play, 11 against 11. We dominated the game. We created enough chances. I don't think we created enough chances. We missed 2 very, very huge chances that normally you put away, and we put away in most cases, but we never gave up. We continued the way we wanted to continue, and Eddie Anders the right to go ahead with his action. We scored the penalty, and then we had to play half an hour with 10 men, which was absolutely a conflict that we did not prepare for in this game. And it says there as well that we had to adapt, and I think players worked fantastically because I don't think we gave anything away. The subs were great, the way they came out, the concentration, the focus on how they helped the team and changed the team's momentum in many occasions of the game. So I'm very, very happy with with the performance. Look, the way we played when we were 10 men, I like that. I respect that. Like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't think Arsenal win that game. Look, there have been so many scenarios where Arsenal got a man down and it's game over. Right? Last season, I don't think we considered a red card. But it shows that there is an elevation in the trajectory of the team. And that is positive. But for me, what I don't agree with, 2 things. 1, when you get a yellow card at 59 minutes while wasting time, I don't agree with that. And 2, when actually the referee is as shambolic as he was. I also don't agree with that. I think that is poor officiation. VAR has nothing to do, of course, because it's a yellow card offense, and therefore they cannot actually intervene. But the referee should have been a little bit better than that. I think he's outsmarted by Ayew, who actually goes to ground very, very quickly because he knows Tomiyasu is on a yellow card, and the referee was already agitated by Arsenal's wastage of time tactics. All right. So, like I said during the beginning of the season, there's so many clubs that are going to fall, victim of this these new rules, and Arsenal have already been one of them. A yellow card for wasting time, and the next yellow card is because the referee is angry, not because we are actually doing anything wrong. But I agree with Mikel. There, I think the performance from the boys was quite professional, very, very professional. Mikel on the second yellow card from Tomiyasu says, I prefer not to make any comment because for me, it is absolutely obvious. Now, what I didn't understand, and I really watched that incident again and again and again and again, is the amount of contact that the referee perceived and the effect that it caused on Ayew. Because Tomiyasu, even if he made contact, because which he didn't make contact, but even if he made contact, even if he had made contact, I don't think it was as powerful to push Ayew down the lane. I don't think it was that powerful. I just don't think it was that powerful. But it's very poor officiation, very, very poor officiation. And I think that is one of the games where we've seen a referee clearly frustrated with one team, and therefore he punishes them. Look, I think the way he points to Tomiyasu to get off the pitch is kind of a clear frustration that just leave the pitch. You're just here wasting time. And yeah, it was weak. It was absolutely weak officiation, and maybe the Premier League needs to look at that because it is now becoming prevalent all the time. On Gabriel not starting and whether it is due to the speculation of him leaving, it's nothing at all. It's about games that we are expecting, how we are going to defend and attack, and what I believe is the best thing to do. He's been in both games and helped us to win both games as well for different reasons. He's really, really good. He was really, really good today. He was absolutely dominant. He absolutely dominated the box when he came on, and he's also going to play a lot of games. That's the decision, sometimes. Yeah, I think Gabi will be all right. Now, there are talks from, I think the TV is called, the TV is called Al Jazeera, I think. Saying that there are talks between Saudi Arabian clubs and Gabi Magalhães. I disagree. Maybe there is contact because, Saudi Arabia, they're always pushing to sign the best. But to be honest, in my humble opinion, I think Gabi, signing a new deal, has just committed to being at this Arsenal side and being part of this Arsenal project for quite a very, very long time. I'll be very surprised if he leaves. I'll be very surprised if he goes away. I'll be very, 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 very surprised. But anyway, Mikel says he's going to play a lot of games, and he is here with us. One thing I don't want is Gabi to be dropped after being called up for Brazil. That Brazilian team has a lot of competition, each and everywhere. Like, you have the likes of Casemiro who can drop into, centre back. You have the likes of, Marquinhos, who are still some of the best we have in the world. So I think Gabi needs some game time, and he needs it absolutely quickly before September World Cup qualifiers. Okay, but he's gonna stay. That's what Mikel says. He's gonna stay. Nothing to be worried about. On the time wasting rules, Mikel says, for me it is not an issue. It's the referee's call. They are consistent with that. They explained it, and the only thing that we are asking for is consistency. If not, we have to play with a stopwatch to understand what is it and what it is not. Okay, so Mikel says on the time wasting rules, we have to play with consistency. They have to be implemented with consistency. That is nice. I don't have a problem with that. That's nice. I just hate time wasting, and I hate it when my team does it and we are not 3-0 up. If we are 3-0 up and we are taking our time, it's okay. It's a stroll in the park. Yesterday it wasn't a stroll at the Selhurst. It wasn't a stroll in the park. So, no time wastage. Mikel Arteta on Declan Rice's performance. He says, I think it was great. He bossed the midfield and dominated the game. He's a very, very influential in both attacking and defending. Today he played in a different position to last week because of what we expected from Palace and we needed today. And I think he was really, really, really good. Yeah, he played very well in that midfield position. And I thought, at times, Thomas Partey was uncalled for in the lineup. Because what Rice did yesterday was literally making sure that Palace do not cross over, and also making sure that Palace do not sit comfortably in their defensive shape. Like, you've got to be Patrick Vieira levels to be doing that. And I think he will get to the Patrick Vieira levels. He will get there. If he can add those goals, if he can add those shots from out of the penalty area, he's going to get to those levels. It was absolutely unplayable yesterday. And you look at the quality, by the way, of players that we were playing against. Eberechi Eze, one of the best number 10s now in the Premier League. Jefferson Lama, I like. And Cheick Doucouré, I also like as well. Decent players, decent midfield. But Rice was better. He was much better than many of the players on the pitch. So I agree with Mikel. Good performance. Boss the midfield. Can we just now play a little bit braver? Okay? I'm not going to stop whining and complaining. I will not stop whining and complaining. I tell you that. Yeah, you know that. Okay. Mikel Arteta on the VAR decision. On whether the VAR is consistent and red card reviews. He says, I don't know. The decision is made. We are not going to change it now. We adapted to it. Unfortunately, it made the game obviously much tougher. And normally, you drop points when you have to play in the league for 30 minutes away from home. To survive the way we did is something that usually happens. But we are so happy that we overcame that big hurdle tonight. On whether Martin Odegaard is going to be our next penalty taker, Mikel says, I don't know. I don't have a clue. It's about leadership of players, and if they felt it was the right thing to do, for me, I'm actually fine. They have to make those decisions on the pitch. I was surprised, like everybody else, but he scored the goal, which is important, and we won the game. He was surprised, which means that Saka is our designated penalty taker. Don't have a problem with that, by the way. I just like Martin Odegaard's penalties. Like, they're full of confidence, but they're also full of genius. Like, he will wait for the goalkeeper to choose his path, and he will always place it the other way. Now, will he miss a penalty at Arsenal? Yes, he will. But yesterday, crucial moment, and that is the goal that sincerely broke Crystal Palace. Because when they conceded, there are two thoughts now. There are two options. You either come out and find an equalizer, which actually they did, and then you expose yourself to the sharp transitions of Saka and Gabriel Martinelli, which they did until we picked up that red card. So, Odegaard for penalties? No, I prefer Saka. I want Odegaard to have non-penalty goals. He's good at that. He's been consistent last season for non-penalty goals. I still want him on the non-penalty goals. He's got the ability to do that. He really, really has. Okay. Mikel on having the option of big power players to bring on. He says we have to develop the squad. That's something that a squad has to be in order to be successful and win and be consistently very, very best. That's something that we are trying to do. That means a different profile is needed. And when we have to be very physical, we are capable of actually doing that. And lastly, Mikel Arteta on whether we have come close to the level he wants us to be this season. He says no, because we have to put the ball in the back of the net more often, especially with the dominance we are having in games. But that's the most difficult thing to do in football. So if you don't do that, you have to do the other part, which is extremely solid. We were last week, and we were again today. With the chances we conceded, let's keep trying better and better to be evolving. Mikel Arteta on whether Arsenal are at the level he wants them to be. Thank you, Mikel, because you've just fired my point to whoever's been saying, we won, that's all that matters. We won, that's all that matters. We won. It does matter when you pick up 3 points. It does matter when you win. But the big question is, what was I going to say? Someone distracted me. I was going to say that when you win with a percentage of 79% ball possession, and you win by a margin of 1 or 1-0 or 2-0, right? It simply shows that in the final third, you're not good enough, but defensively, you're actually stingy. Do I support Arsenal being stingy at the back? Absolutely. Do I want us to give away those chances that we are creating and they go begging? No. Do I want us to see Arsenal possessing the football but not creating the chances? No. Mikel says we are not there yet at the levels that he wants us to be, but we will certainly get there. I'll see you right in the next one. See you soon.